You, you there, at the other end of this lens, watching on your phone or whatever it is. Welcome back. I'm pleased that you've come to see me again. Makes me very happy. Anyway, hello. For those of you who don't want to listen to me blither for the next few seconds, underneath the video you'll see the timestamps of the various bits of the video, as I usually traditionally say. So off you go if you're not interested. The dish, make it, ingredients, stuff. Right, so those who are still here, I only have one tiny little bit of blither today. Do you like my t-shirt? It arrived in the post this very morning. It is of Sir Anthony of the Bourdain, the patron saint of everything I think is wonderful about cooking. I love the man. I followed him for years. I've got all of his books. He was amazing and sadly taken from us too soon because his head wasn't on straight. He was having a bit of a bad time in his life. I understand this completely, being a bipolar person, but I'm still here, obviously. Unless, of course, this is 4 million years in the future and you've found this on whatever comes after YouTube, in which case I'm dead and hello to the past and future and stuff. Right, anyway. Anthony Bourdain is great. Watch his programs, buy his books. I love him. What's today? It's a chicken noodle soup. It started out as a Polish chicken noodle soup. So now, because a couple of things I couldn't find in the shops, it's now inspired by a Polish chicken noodle soup. It is the easiest thing possible. There's an awful lot of bunging stuff in. There's only a tiny bit of chopping. There's a little bit of stirring. There's an awful lot of watching it simmer for 2 hours. And it's really easy and it tastes absolutely amazing. So off you go. Let's do the thing. Dang! I almost forgot. Couple of things to mention. This dish takes about 2.5 hours because it's essentially making its own stock from the vegetables and the chicken at the start. If you do not want it to take 2.5 hours, just use stock cubes. They're not as good, but it will still be nice. Second point, I've used actually quite a lot of noodles because I wanted this soup to be very, very noodly. If you don't want it to be noodly, dial it back. About half if you want a thin broth, little bits of chicken floating around, little bits of carrot, and some noodles. So I dial it back. On my 150 grams, I think was just perfect. Dial it back if you just want a little bit of noodles. Right, sorry. Onwards. And what is on today's board of goodness? Jazz hands, whatever. About 1 kilogram of chicken. I've gone for thigh fillets. You can get it bone in or not bone in. Bone in adds probably a little bit more flavour because we're cooking this for quite a long time. So kilogram of chicken, 4 carrots, 2 leeks, 3 parsnips, about a teaspoon of black pepper, salt as you need it as you're going through, about 3 bay leaves, a teaspoon of mixed or allspice, about 8 ounces of egg noodles. We're going to be breaking those up though. And then about a handful of parsley towards the end. This is going to cook in about 3 litres of water for a long time. So, I think that's everything. Let's get on with it. Yeah. Off we go. Now, if you don't like cooking all that much, but you want something really, really tasty, this is the dish for you. You don't do a lot. So there's a couple of leeks. All I've done is chopped the very dark green bits off, put them in whole. 2 of the carrots. I'm going to leave the other 2 for later. Again, chop the ends off, clean them up, whole. Same with the parsnips. Chop the ends off, put them in whole. It's exciting, isn't it, so far? I think I'll pop in my bay leaves at this point, and I'm going to put in my chicken whole, not chopped up, not prepared. These are the non-bone version of the thighs. I thought I'd bought the bone version. Anyway, it might have a slight difference at the end of it, but right, in with the chicken, la-di-da-di-da. So that's all that over there. I'm going to have my little teaspoon of allspice, and I'm going to have a teaspoon of black pepper. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and other people in between, is going to sit there for 2 hours. It's exciting, isn't it? As I said before, this is for people who don't enjoy cooking. La la la, lid on, 2 hours. We'll be back later to have a look. See you in a bit. Oh yeah, maybe add a little bit of salt as well. Half a teaspoon or so to be getting on with. We can come back later on the salt front. Anyway, yes, as I said before, 2 hours. More. 2 long hours later. What I'm going to do now is fish out all of the vegetables and stuff. Dun, 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 dun. Because these are done with their job. Of course, the vegetable's done with its job, but the chicken isn't. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do really is this bowl I've got to one side here where I'm storing everything, is fish the chicken bits out, because we want there to go back in. So throw away the vegetable bits and keep the chicken bits. What I'm going to do is add some new carrots. This last bit's only going to take about 20 minutes, which is about as long as it takes for the carrots to cook. So carrots in here, carry on the simmer, a decent simmer. And then over here in this bowl, fish the chicken bits out, throw away the veg bits. So yeah, 20 minutes, but I'll come back in a few minutes. Yeah. So that's about 10 of that 15 minutes. Here's your egg noodles. I have crushed them up fairly small. Not ridiculously small, but enough so that you'll probably fit on a spoon when you're eating it as a soup. So, noodles in, chicken in, vegetables gotten rid of. Parsley in, that handful I was talking about earlier. So this is going to take about 5 minutes, or as long as it takes the noodles to cook, which I think is going to be about 5 minutes. Woohoo! A stray bay leaf, get rid of that. Da, 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 da. So yeah, 5 minutes or so until the noodles are cooked. No, I forgot to check for salt content, didn't I? What a daft did. That is close to perfect. And I will do a little sprinkle for this last 5 minutes. And there it is. Everything's cooked. Everything's mixed well together. Let's have a taste of this soup. Da, da, da. Oh, that is perfect. Perfect in its simplicity. There's nothing sort of grand going on there that goes, woo! It's all very nice, very gentle. Chicken, noodles, that vegetable broth and chicken broth that we started off with. A little bit of parsley at the end just adds a little note of gorgeousness. Oh, that's amazing. Until next time.